In August 2026, the United States stopped. Dolly Parton passed away at 80, and almost instantly, a profound, unified grief swept across the country. In an era defined by deep, bitter fractures, this kind of shared national emotion is practically non-existent. Yet politicians and citizens from the furthest opposite ends of the political spectrum found themselves mourning the exact same loss. Which brings us to the great Dolly paradox. She was a cultural icon who proudly, loudly built her entire aesthetic on absolute artificiality, layering on towering wigs, heavy makeup, and endless rhinestones. She famously called herself a backwoods Barbie. Beneath that highly manufactured exterior, however, she held an unshakable reputation as the most genuine, authentic voice in American music. So how exactly did a self-described country girl playing dress-up transcend deep rural poverty to construct a massive multi-sector financial and cultural empire? Parton took her Appalachian roots and her perceived artificiality and used them to construct a sphere of influence that made her a completely untouchable cultural unifier. Her story begins in the Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee, born into extreme rural poverty. She moved to Nashville and caught her first major break on the massively popular Porter Wagoner show, stepping in to replace the beloved singer Norma Jean. Television audiences saw the flashy aesthetic, but the person wearing it was a fiercely prolific writer. Over her career, she composed an estimated 3,000 original songs. Tracks like Jolene and Coat of Many Colors laid bare her deepest insecurities and childhood memories. This raw, vulnerable storytelling cut straight through the rhinestones and the hairspray. Audiences, disarmed by her larger-than-life appearance, found themselves defenseless against the raw, emotional honesty of her music. But writing great music is only half the equation in Nashville. Dolly wanted to structurally own her work, establishing her own publishing company as early as 1966. That instinct led to a defining moment in 1974. Elvis Presley wanted to record I Will Always Love You, but his manager demanded half the publishing rights. Dolly said no and walked away from the biggest star on the planet. To understand why, look at this diagram comparing the two main properties of a song. Owning a master recording pays out only when that specific track is played. Owning the publishing rights means you get paid every single time the song is covered, streamed, or licensed anywhere in the world, forever. 18 years later, Whitney Houston recorded her version for The Bodyguard. The soundtrack sold 45 million copies. Dolly earned an absolute fortune from those sales, and she didn't surrender a single cent of the underlying asset. That protected capital financed her expansion. She crossed over into pop music with hits like 9 to 5 and moved into Hollywood, co-founding Sandollar Productions to produce huge commercial successes like the Father of the Bride films and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Walking away from Elvis protected her most valuable asset. That single decision laid the foundational architecture for an independent, multi-million-dollar entertainment empire. By 1986, she took that accumulated wealth and brought it right back home to the Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. Instead of taking a quick fee to license her name to an existing amusement park, she secured a massive equity stake to co-found Dollywood. The park is a physical manifestation of her complex identity. It explicitly celebrates rural mountain culture, complete with traditional crafts, gospel music, and deeply embedded Christian values. Yet it operates simultaneously as a completely welcoming safe haven for her massive LGBTQ+ fan base, drawing diverse crowds who feel entirely at home in the exact same space. Her message of acceptance bypassed calculated marketing entirely. She operated on a deeply held philosophy of zero judgment, allowing her to unite completely opposed demographic groups inside a single theme park. The ultimate proof of her authenticity, though, is found by looking at exactly where she deployed the immense wealth she generated. Her philanthropic footprint started with the Imagination Library, a program directly inspired by her own father's struggle with illiteracy. The scale of this initiative is staggering. The program has shipped over 300 million free books to children around the globe. She applied that same focus locally. Her Dollywood Foundation scholarships successfully slashed the high school dropout rate in her home county from over 30% down to just 6%. When crises hit, she deployed rapid response capital. She distributed millions of dollars directly to families devastated by the East Tennessee wildfires and subsequent floods. Her impact extended to global science. Her early $1 million donation to Vanderbilt University Medical Center directly helped fund the research behind the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. She became one of the most beloved figures on Earth because she proved that you can play dress up, wear the makeup, and still operate with a fiercely genuine soul. Ultimately, Dolly Parton's life demonstrates that massive commercial success and shrewd ownership serve their highest purpose when they are anchored to a radical sense of kindness.